Would you dare to hear someone say that the bourbon you love isn't actually as good as you think? In this video, we rank bourbon based on flavor, balance, consistency, and how it truly feels to drink, not on hype or collectible prices. If you enjoy honest, easy-to-understand reviews like this, please like and subscribe before continuing. 8. Jim Beam White Label. To begin our journey, we have to mention a name that almost everyone knows: Jim Beam White Label. This is not just a brand, it is a foundation, a symbol of bourbon's widespread popularity and global accessibility. Jim Beam White Label is the flagship product of Beam Suntory and one of the best-selling bourbons in the world. The brand proudly traces its history back 7 generations to 1795. When Jacob Beam sold his first batch of whiskey, the white label we see today is a tribute to Jim Beam himself, who rebuilt the company after the Prohibition era. Technically speaking, Jim Beam White Label uses Beam's mash bill number 1, a high corn mash bill. While the exact formula is a trade secret, it emphasizes the natural sweetness of corn. Supported by moderate amounts of rye and malted barley to aid fermentation. By regulation, this bourbon must be aged for a minimum of 2 years, but Jim Beam commits to aging White Label for at least 4 years in new, charred American oak barrels. This extended aging period allows the whiskey to develop greater smoothness and richer oak-derived flavors. Jim Beam White Label is bottled at the standard strength of 80 proof, 40% ABV. This proof level is chosen to ensure smoothness and easy drinkability, making it an ideal option for beginners or for use in cocktails. The core flavor profile of Jim Beam White Label is a clear combination of vanilla and caramel, the two most fundamental flavors imparted by oak. You'll also notice a mild, spicy note from the rye, along with a distinctive character often described as roasted peanuts or sweet corn, an unmistakable hallmark of all Beam family whiskeys. However, due to its 40% ABV and relatively minimal aging, when enjoyed neat, Jim Beam White Label is often criticized for being somewhat thin and lacking complexity compared to higher-end bourbons. This is why it is commonly regarded as a mixer bourbon, a solid and reliable base for mixed drinks such as bourbon and cola or a whiskey sour. 7. Evan Williams Black Label. If Jim Beam is the foundation, then Evan Williams Black Label is its most direct competitor and is often considered a significant upgrade within the same price range. This bourbon comes from the renowned Heaven Hill Distillery, a family-owned company firmly rooted in tradition. Evan Williams is named after a Kentucky distilling pioneer believed to have founded the state's first commercial distillery in 1783. What makes the Black Label stand out is its commitment to delivering quality well beyond its budget-friendly price point. In terms of mash bill, Evan Williams uses Heaven Hill's proprietary recipe, a traditional low-rye bourbon. This formula emphasizes a high corn content, producing rich sweetness with caramel and vanilla notes, while the lower rye content keeps the whiskey from becoming overly spicy, maintaining a smooth profile. Although Evan Williams Black Label does not state an age on the label, experts estimate that it is a blend of barrels aged between 4 and 7 years. This is significantly longer than many competitors in the same category and contributes to a level of maturity and depth rarely found at this price. Evan Williams Black Label is bottled at 86 proof, 43% ABV. This modest 3% increase over the standard 80 proof is a crucial factor. The higher proof helps retain more flavor compounds during filtration and bottling, resulting in a fuller mouthfeel and maintaining flavor intensity even when served over ice. The flavor profile of Black Label is highly appealing. Aromas of butterscotch, vanilla, and a hint of molasses dominate the nose. On the palate, It delivers surprising smoothness, with pleasant corn sweetness and a warm, gently oaked finish. It has enough sharpness to make an excellent old-fashioned, yet remains smooth enough to enjoy neat. Evan Williams' Black Label is a smart choice. It offers a balanced and mature bourbon experience that punches well above its price, proving that you don't need to spend a fortune to enjoy a quality, reliable bourbon. 6. Bulleit Bourbon Frontier Whiskey. Moving into a completely different style, we arrive at Bulleit Bourbon Frontier Whiskey. With its flat, vintage-style bottle, this brand has become a modern icon while honoring the adventurous frontier spirit of early America. Bulleit was revived in the 1980s by Tom Bulleit, based on a recipe attributed to his great-great-grandfather, Augustus Bulleit. The defining characteristic of Bulleit, and the key to its flavor identity, is its high-rye mash bill. While most traditional bourbons keep rye content relatively low, Bulleit uses an exceptionally high rye percentage of around 28%, which is significant in the bourbon world. This high rye content creates a bold, spicy, and dry flavor structure, standing in contrast to the rich sweetness of corn-forward bourbons. Bulleit bourbon is aged in standard new, charred American oak barrels for an estimated 6 years. This slow maturation allows the high rye character to balance with oak-derived sweetness. It is bottled at an ideal 90 proof, 45% ABV. This strength is approachable enough for neat drinking while being powerful enough to let rye spice shine through, even when mixed. The flavor profile of Bulleit is a spice explosion. Aromas of black pepper, cinnamon, and a hint of licorice dominate. On the palate, rye spice takes center stage alongside robust oak, finishing dry and long. This spice-driven complexity makes Bulleit a perfect choice for classic cocktails that demand sharpness, especially the Manhattan or Sazerac. Bulleit Bourbon Frontier. Whiskey is an excellent choice for those seeking a bourbon that is less sweet, more spicy, and structurally bold. It proves that not all bourbons are meant to be soft. Some are built to deliver a punch of personality. 5. Maker's Mark. Leaving behind Bulleit's spice, we move to a completely opposite style, Maker's Mark. This bottle is instantly recognizable by its red wax seal, an image that has become a global symbol of craftsmanship and elegance. What truly sets Maker's Mark apart from nearly all other bourbons is its mash bill. Maker's Mark is one of the pioneering wheated bourbons, meaning rye is replaced with soft red winter wheat. This seemingly small change eliminates sharp spiciness and creates an exceptionally soft, gentle, and smooth texture. Maker's Mark does not age whiskey for a fixed number of years. Instead, it ages until the desired flavor is achieved, typically between 5.5 and 7 years. Barrels are rotated within the warehouse to ensure even maturation. The bourbon is bottled at 90 proof, 45% ABV, a balanced strength that preserves flavor without sacrificing wheat-driven smoothness. The flavor profile of Maker's Mark is approachable and inviting. Aromas of sweet vanilla, honey, and toasted bread dominate. On the palate, gentle wheat sweetness recalls buttercream and subtle fruit notes. Its greatest strength is its remarkable smoothness. It glides across the palate with no harsh burn. Because of its softness and sweetness, Maker's Mark is an ideal bourbon for beginners. It is also excellent when enjoyed neat or on the rocks, where its smoothness truly shines. Maker's Mark represents elegance and innovation in the bourbon world, proving that a change in ingredients can create an iconic whiskey that prioritizes smoothness above all else. 4. Wild Turkey 201. If Maker's Mark is gentle, Wild Turkey 101 is raw Kentucky power. This bourbon holds nothing back, delivering a bold, classic, and warming bourbon experience revered by devoted fans. Wild Turkey is produced under the guidance of legendary master distiller Jimmy Russell, one of the longest-serving figures in bourbon history. The brand is known for never excessively diluting its whiskey before bottling, preserving full flavor intensity. Wild Turkey 101 uses a high-rye mash bill with approximately 13% rye. This provides spicy complexity while retaining corn sweetness. A defining feature is its aging process. Wild Turkey uses level 4 alligator char barrels and ages the bourbon for 6 to 8 years. This extended aging allows deep extraction of charred oak compounds. The identity of this bottle lies in its proof. 101 proof. 50.45% ABV. This high strength delivers a rich mouthfeel and intense warmth, making it the highest proof bourbon in this entry-level price category. The flavor profile is rich and warming. Aromas of deep caramel, toffee, and charred oak dominate. On the palate, bold vanilla sweetness is perfectly balanced by spice, with a long, warming finish characteristic of 50.5% ABV. This strength makes it ideal for cocktails, as its flavor never gets lost. Wild Turkey 101 is an unapologetic, value-driven bourbon that embodies Kentucky strength. Perfect for seasoned bourbon drinkers seeking bold, full-flavored experiences. 3. Knob Creek 9-Year-Old. Stepping into a higher quality tier, we explore Knob Creek 9-Year-Old. Part of Jim Beam's small batch collection, it was created by 7th-generation master distiller Booker No to revive the bold bourbon style of the pre-Prohibition era. Its reputation is built on its age statement, aged a minimum of 9 years. This extended aging is critical in delivering complexity and deep color. Knob Creek uses Jim Beam's Mash Bill No. 2. A high corn, medium rye recipe that balances sweetness and spice. 9 years in deeply charred American oak barrels extract maximum vanillin and tannins. It is bottled at 100 proof, 50% ABV, preserving the full flavor developed over 9 years and delivering a robust body and lasting warmth. The flavor profile is classic mature bourbon, burnt caramel, rich vanilla, signature Beam nuttiness, toasted oak, and baking spices, best enjoyed neat or with a large ice cube to appreciate its layered maturity. Knob Creek. Year-old proves that patience in aging yields exceptional small batch quality. 2. Elijah Craig Small Batch. Next, we turn to another Heaven Hill icon, Elijah Craig Small Batch. This bourbon honors Reverend Elijah Craig, often credited with pioneering the use of charred oak barrels. Although the 12-year-old label was removed, Elijah Craig Small Batch remains a hand-selected blend of barrels aged approximately 8 to 12 years, offering notable depth. Using Heaven Hill's low-rye mash bill, its flavor is driven primarily by long aging in heavily charred barrels, extracting rich vanillin and tannins. Bottled at 94 proof, 47% ABV, it balances bold flavor retention with smoothness. Its flavor profile balances sweetness and oak smoke, vanilla, caramel, dark fruit, molasses, gentle smoke, and baking spices, finishing warm and long. Elijah Craig Small Batch is a historic, value-rich bourbon offering maturity and complexity for those seeking balance between corn sweetness and charred oak depth. 1. Woodford Reserve Distillers Select. Next is Woodford Reserve Distillers Select, an elegant, refined bourbon distilled at the historic LeBroat and Graham Distillery. Its defining feature is triple distillation in traditional copper pot stills, producing a smoother, purer spirit. With an estimated 18% rye mash bill and 6 to 8 years of aging in medium char barrels, Woodford Reserve develops complexity through natural Kentucky temperature variation. Bottled at 90.4 proof, 45.2% ABV, it allows delicate flavors to shine. The flavor profile is layered: citrus, cocoa, mint, toasted bread, honey, vanilla, gentle rye spice, and a creamy texture. Highly versatile, it excels neat, on ice, or in premium cocktails like the mint julep. Woodford Reserve exemplifies balance, elegance, and refined distillation craftsmanship. Conclusion: we hope that through this journey, exploring 8 famous bourbon brands, you have found names that truly resonate with your taste. From the reliable beginnings of Jim Beam to the brilliant summit of Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon, the world of bourbon is always open with endlessly captivating flavors. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can continue exploring more secrets of the beverage world together in future videos. And now, pour yourself a glass of your favorite bourbon and enjoy. Cheers! Thank you for watching.